Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Cerise and this is story time. Oh, this story time, I don't know. I'm looking forward to your comments down below because I'm thrown with it. I got to be honest with you. I understand why this woman did what she did, but I think she could have done things a little differently. But it's not for me to judge. It's just my opinion. I'm looking forward to your comments. Let's get forward with the story right now. All right. Two main characters, Ruth and Roy. So Ruth and Roy, they got married when they were very young. Roy, Jamaican, Ruth, Italian. They were living in Canada. And Ruth, she couldn't have any children. So, she figured that out way early in her life. She had something with her menstrual cycle and everything, and she knew she could never have children. And she told Roy that when she got together with Roy. But he loved her so much, and he was so into her, and he was like, don't worry about it. He didn't have any children yet. So, they're together for like 3 years, and all of a sudden she gets a phone call from a strange woman saying that she's pregnant with Roy's baby. And Ruth was like, what? And Roy was like, listen, I'm sorry. I was drinking. It was a one night stand. It was when I was out with the guys. And I don't love that woman. It was just a moment of weakness. Ruth forgave him. The babies were born. Babies, twin girls. The babies were born. Ruth, she ended up loving them, really loved them a lot. She was even able to name one. Women, I guess the mother realized that Ruth was in the picture and she wasn't leaving, and she was in the picture beforehand and she's not leaving. And she forgave Roy, and this woman could tell that Roy loved his wife. So the woman had the twins, and they all raised the twins together. Ruth was mad cool. She was like, all right, this happened. Roy, I love you. I understand. You were drunk. You had an affair. It turned into a pregnancy. All right, I think we can deal with this. But it happened again. And they had twins again. He went and he got with a different woman, not the same woman, a different woman, and got her pregnant with twins. Girls again. As the twins were getting older, Roy admitted it to Ruth. He's like, listen, I got another woman pregnant, and she had twins as well. And Ruth was hurt, but she was like, where are they? Because she was already raising the other two twins, right? So why not? The other twins. So why not, right? So that was cool for like about 8 years, and they were cool, and Ruth was raising the children. So when the children went over for weekends, both sets of twins, they would stay with Ruth and Roy for the whole weekend. Roy had to pay a lot in child support, but Ruth, she would hold down the house, and they got a really nice place. The two of them worked very, very hard, and because Ruth didn't have any children, she was very good at saving. She had a wonderful job. She was able to buy materialistic things for them that brought them comfort and made them feel like everything was all right. And when the children would go to the house, she always made sure they had a home where the kids had their own bedrooms. She held it down really respectfully. So now fast forward a little bit. There's another woman that comes into the picture, and she has one child with him. So now he has 5 children, 3 different baby mamas. Okay. And then she ends up raising that kid too with them, side raising, when they go for every 2 weeks for visitation and everything like that, right? But she was always hands-on, and she was always there for those children. She went to all their events at school, and she just accepted what it was. But Roy loved Ruth, and he didn't want to leave Ruth, but he was always having a problem with infidelity. Okay, so now fast forward. The children are all in their 20s, and at this point, Roy and Ruth decide that they are going to retire. And they wanted to retire early because they both had really good jobs, and because Roy was no longer paying child support, all of his children were out of university. He was like, all right, we can move, we can do whatever we want. We can retire early. So they looked into here first in the Dominican Republic, but they decided to go to Italy. They went and they bought a vineyard. a broken down vineyard that they had to remodel and everything of that nature, but gorgeous. And he said to her, I want to show you how much I love you, how much I want you to forgive me for the years that I put you through so much hurt, so much pain. I want you to take me away to your birthland. You and me will be together. We'll, create our own wine, and if we don't, we can still just live off the fat of the land, make our own garden, and live good. That just doesn't that sound good? That's what I want to do here in the Dominican Republic. Side note, I want to get myself a nice piece of land out in the countryside and just make my own food, like seriously, like grow my own garden, everything. Okay, so fast forward, the children go down there and they're spending time there. She loves his children like they're her own. So they're spending time down there. Everything's going great. Okay. All of a sudden, the world changes. The world changed recently. Oh, not recently, a year and a half ago. And he changed with it. So he caught what was going around. And now, before that, okay, let's back up. One of his children's auntie, so baby mama's sister, contacted him and said, hey, listen, I'm going to the Dominican Republic to get a full body makeover. I'm going to be there for 10 days. And then I want to go to Italy, to your vineyard, and I want to just relax for an entire month. Can I come? Do you think Ruth would be cool with that? And he was like, absolutely, come on, because she was seeing the pictures on Facebook, And this is the aunt of one of the set of twins, right? And he was like, yeah, come. And she's like, I've been seeing all the pictures on Facebook. Oh my gosh, it looks so amazing. I just want to go there for a month, drink some wine, and, just heal my body. He's like, get down here. No matter what, we got you. So, he started to ask her questions like, what are you getting done for body makeover? And then she's like, oh, just a few things. And he's like, well, you look beautiful. Why would you need anything done? And he's like, show me what you want done. Take a couple of photos and send them to me. So she did. And she sent photos to him. And then he got back to her and he's like, your body's beautiful. And then they started a little on-phone romance. She came here. She got her operation. 10 days later, she zoomed off to Italy. She got to Italy and the two of them started an affair. Ruth had no idea. Ruth knew the sister of the baby mama, right, is the aunt of the children. Ruth knew, and Ruth actually liked the woman. Ruth welcomed the woman into her house. And she's like, into her vineyard, beautiful Italian villa wine. And they ended up making wine, though. Just to let you know, they really did end up doing really good wine and also selling it in town, not importing it. Not exporting it. But in any case, she shows up, baby mama's sister shows up and they start their affair. Ruth has no idea. Now, the auntie leaves. When the auntie leaves, Ruth was like, oh my gosh, stay longer. And the auntie's like, no, and the auntie is 20 years younger than Roy because the auntie is 5 years younger than Roy's baby mama. And Roy's baby mama is 15 years younger than him. Okay, so this woman's like 20 years younger than him and Ruth. So in any case, Ruth, and she doesn't think for the life of her that this woman is into her husband. Okay, so the woman is like, no, Ruth, I can't stay any longer. I got to get back, to Canada. But listen, why don't we all get together in the Dominican Republic? And Ruth is like, you know what? I want to go for that whole makeover too. I want to get my whole body all buffed up and looking good. And she's like, give me your doctor's name. I'll contact him. And then we'll all meet in the Dominican Republic. And she was like, all right, no worries. She leaves. Baby mama's sister leaves. And we'll just call her Auntie for respect purposes. So Auntie goes back to Canada. And Auntie continues to talk to Roy on the phone through WhatsApp over and over and over, every single day, right? Ruth still doesn't know. But all of a sudden, the world hit. And that's when Roy got hit with what the world was hit with. Roy immediately was hospitalized. Okay. When he was hospitalized, he was put in the hospital. And when he was hospitalized, now this is where everything changes. I don't know what you're going to think about Ruth after this. She's in the hospital with him. She's like, I got to contact the family for you. Give me your phone. She never used to take his phone before, ever, but she took his phone and she looked in it and she went down the list of people. Now he's in and out of sleep. He's on a ventilator. He's dying. And she's like going through his phone, panicking, and like she wants to contact all the children, right? But at first, she sees the first name at the top, WhatsApp, and it's Auntie, right? And she says, okay, let me just tell her first so she can be there for the children. Even though the children are all in their 20s, she still just wanted to make sure that they have some type of support. This is how Ruth loved the children. So she contacts the auntie. She opens up the message and bam, right away, there's a video of the auntie's little thing down below. Yes, she was playing with herself and sent a video of it to Roy and with her face and everything. And of course, Ruth was like, oh my gosh, this, she's so confused. She's like, what is this? Why would this video of Auntie being naked, playing with herself, be on my husband's WhatsApp? So she starts looking at the conversations that they were having, and she's seen her husband as well, Roy, doing the same thing, and the two of them, and the whole, he was keeping all of those videos and not even deleting them because he knew that Ruth wasn't a snooper into his phone, and he also knew that Ruth wouldn't think that the two of them would have something, Auntie and Roy, and he also didn't even have a code to his phone. That's how much he trusted Ruth. So she was a good woman in that way, didn't stress him out or anything. So then when she saw all that, you know what her decision was? She said she's not even going to contact anyone. She's just going to let him die alone. So she was able to go back into the room to see him. And when she went back into the room to see him, she woke him up a little bit. He opened his eyes. He was able to open his eyes. And she whispered in his ear. And she said, I know everything about you and Auntie. And she looked him in his eyes. And he looked at her. And he just closed his eyes as if to say, oh, not now. And she left the hospital. When she left the hospital, she went home. She did not call his children. She did not call anyone. She waited for the hospital to let her know that he had passed. And it was very sudden, and also within days, he was gone. And she contacted the family. And she told the family, your dad's gone due to what was going on around the world. And they were like, oh my gosh, how come you didn't let us speak to him? How come you didn't tell us when it first happened? She's like, listen, there was no time. He just passed very suddenly, and there was no time. She lied. And, it's not like they could have spoken to him anyway because he was in and out of consciousness and he was on a ventilator. It's not like they could have went and visited him because it was all the way in Italy and they're living in Canada. And it's not like she could video record him because she could only see him very quickly. At that point, they were only letting in family members very quickly. So there was just like too much. And so she still lied though. She still lied. She could have contacted them from step A, no matter what she saw. I just feel this, when someone is about to die and they did you wrong, then you got to kind of suck that up, sacrifice your own feelings, because that person is not going to have life any longer, and you are. You have to take the high road. And not only that, what else did she expect from him? He cheated all the way from the beginning. All those years she stayed with him, like for 30 years, and he didn't stop. Like, why did she overreact then? Right? I guess because they were putting their paradise together and she was feeling so happy and she probably felt so foolish. And it's not like she hurt him. It's not like she did anything to him to take away his life, so she just felt, let nature take its course. And she knew people, like she knew when she went to the hospital, because this is when it first started. And when she went to the hospital with him, they said to her, they think it's something that is going around in the world right now. They're not sure. They'll do the test. And if it is, then chances are that they'll put him on a ventilator, but he may not survive. So she knew, and she was watching the news, and she knew people were just going left and right. So she went home just to wait, and she heard, and she contacted the family, told the family that she didn't have any time to contact them. What she did, as soon as he passed on, she didn't even give him a proper burial. All she did, she just wanted him burnt, and the urn and everything of that nature, she paid for it. She paid for the urn and everything. She is collecting on his life insurance. All the life insurance she's sharing amongst the kids fairly. She loves the kids. She loves the kids. Like when we were on the beach and she came up to me and she's like, "Hey, Cerise, I have a story time for you, but don't say my name. But you can say Italy. Call me Italy. Or just say my name is Ruth and my husband's name was Roy." She gave me the names, right? So she's like, "Let me show you pictures of my kids." She showed me pictures, videos of them. Like she even video chatted one. Beautiful children, beautiful children. But I mean, I'm like, holy macro, right? And she I don't know. It's not like they could have said goodbye to their dad anyway. But like it was just a matter of like 4 days. She didn't let them know. What do you think about it in the comments? I don't think she should have even taken it to him. I think she should have just read that and waited till he either died and speak to him in death, like in her prayers, and forgive him for whatever, or wait for him to get better and then take it up with him. But she went right to him, whispered in his ear, and said, "I don't care if you live or die," just like that. And he was like, "Oh gosh, not right now." He must have died with pain in his heart, like, I don't know, without anyone there right beside him. I don't know, it must have been a scary death just dying from that alone. But also, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know because there's two ways about it. But why did she stay so long? She stayed for so long. She needs to deal with it. You make your bed, you lay in it. Don't make your bed and not lie in it. Like, anyway. Now, when we were on the beach and we were talking about it, I asked her how she felt. And she said she feels good. She feels she didn't do anything wrong, and she got her operation, and she's looking good too. So she's here and she's single and she's ready to mingle. And she wants to stay here. She's going to sell the vineyard because they fixed it up so beautifully. She's going to sell the vineyard to the previous owners, and she's going to live her life out here. So, yeah, guys, that's it. What do you think? Put your comments down below. She's looking forward to your comments too, because she's like, "Cerise, I can take the comments. I already know what people are going to say. They're going to say I'm selfish, but they don't know what I did and what I went through." And she is a comical woman, and I do like her, but I'm like, gee, I don't know. I even said to her when we were talking about it, I was like, "You couldn't wait until he got better?" Like, and she's like, no. I wanted him to know it right there that everything I did for him, and now I don't care if he lives or dies. And I was like, all right, everyone's entitled to their own way of handling things, right? All right, tell me how you would handle it. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I'm Cerise. This is Storytime. I'm located in the north coast of the Dominican Republic. I have a playlist, Storytime playlist, so check it out and listen to some stories from all around the world. Take care, everyone. I love you. Huge hugs, loads of love, big blesses.